straight to the truth.
If only Fubra has been aware of the boo-boo trap, he would have understood in democracy there are bases for everybody to do accordingly.
Join us as we bring you the stories that matter. We go beyond the headlines to uncover the real facts and the core of every story.
We are doing this, we are doing that. At the end of the day, nothing good will come out. What did they promise us? They will be in charge of security and life and whatever. But what are we getting in return?
With in-depth analysis and experts' interviews, Hard Facts delivers the truth that others dare not to reveal. Tune into Hard Facts every weekday, 3 to 6 p.m. and arm yourself with the knowledge you need to navigate today's complex world. Hard Facts, where the truth always prevails.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
12 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour. Apologies for that break. We were trying to fix some things in the studio, but hey, the show is here. It's Hard Fact, and we're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Itamiya Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. And I am Maryann Okon. So excited to be here with you on the show. It's 3 hours of non-stop talk, news, no sports. We're talking about all of the things, the current affairs, all the things that are happening across the country. We bring you the top news stories. And then, of course, we try to break every piece of it down and then try to make sense of it all. On the 3 o'clock hour, as usual, is the Big Three. We bring you the Big Three stories for today. These are stories that are trending on social media, the stories that you and I are talking about, the one that affects us, and, of course, the ones that you hear on our news bulletin here in the house. Today, because it's Thursday, we're going to the United States of America on Global Review. And that's because Trump is the man of the hour, eh? Might not be for all the right things, but hey, he's the president of the free world, and everything he does can either raise eyebrows or cause some sort of concern, or sometimes, be received well. In this case, I don't know what the case would be, because, some people are happy. For example, Israel. The guys in the middle is not exactly happy. Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and the Palestinians. So we're going to be talking about some of his policies, and even the guys in the United States, some of them who are not necessarily Trumpists, are raising eyebrows as to why Elon is in the Oval, or even carrying out certain responsibilities as a non-appointee. He's not been appointed, specifically. His duties, are there, but then they're not necessarily recognized by the law. These are some of the things that we're going to be talking about. And my very good friend, Professor Scott Lucas, is going to be joining me from Ireland. He's Irish, but he's been a professor in the United States for the longest time. He's lived there forever before he moved back to Ireland. So we're going to be talking about Trump's policies and how the rest of the world is receiving it. But on the 5 o'clock hour, it's our day. It's World Radio Day. And I'm going to be having a lot of radio people in the studio. My colleagues, the people that you listen to all the time. Sheriff is going to be here. Femi Bong Daniel is going to be here. Chuman Nol is going to be here. We're going to have a lot of people join us, even online. We're just going to be sharing our stories. As much as we are talking about climate change, which is a very important conversation, and I think that we're not doing a lot for Mother Earth. And we're also going to be talking about, some of our radio experiences and why radio, just as the Minister of Information has said, is one of the most important forms of media and transmitting information, entertainment, and education to the people. We're going to talk about all of that today. It's going to be a really great conversation, only if you sit back, relax, and enjoy. Don't forget, you can be part of the conversation on our live stream on YouTube and on Facebook, and you can also join the conversation if you're listening from outside of the country via Skype. We're Nigeria Info FM. On the phone lines will also be open on WhatsApp. It's 0809-5975805. Welcome to the show, Lagos. Let's go straight into the business of the day because of time. Welcome to the Big Three.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big Three stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big Three every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts. where the truth always comes first.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, you know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts
With Maryann Okon.
on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, what are the big stories for today? Let's get into it. We're talking tax reform bills here, and this is a story from the Daily Trust newspaper. The story here says reps want contentious sections expunged. Yes, that's what the House of Representatives want. Members of the House of Representatives yesterday called for the removal of the contentious clauses in the tax reform bills as proposed legislation scaled second reading at the Green Chamber. Now, this is also as lawmakers raise concerns over conflicts in some of the clauses with the 1999 Constitution and lack of interpretation of some of the wordings in the proposed reformed law. They voiced their concerns during the debate on general principles of the tax reform bill sent to the House by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The House later passed the reform bills for a second reading after adopting the revised position of the Nigeria Governors Forum on VAT sharing formula and other key aspects of the controversies in the proposal. I'm going to ask a very controversial question here. How many of you have seen the tax bill? How many of you know the contents or even the pointers, the some of the highlights? How many of you know it? Have you taken time to just Google and read some of the key points or some of the issues, especially the ones that are contentious, whether it be the derivational part of the VAT part? How many of you have actually paid attention to it? Because if you must comment on this, then you must have a slight idea of this new tax bill. Anyway, I'll leave you to answer that. But let's move on to another story here from the Premium Times newspaper. And this is about our NIN. And I want to, please, just give me some time. Be patient with me while I go through this story. That way you're able to comment on it. Yeah? So we hear, according to Premium Times newspaper, the fraudsters have taken advantage of our NIN and SIM card linkage to defraud Nigerians. Have you heard of it? Have you been a victim? Let me give you the story. Now, Nigeria, we hear, has a policy that mandates subscribers, we know, to link their phone numbers to their national identification numbers. Even when you open a bank account, they ask for your NIN. Even after they have your BVN, they ask for your NIN. Now, in January, Nimot Shekoni received a call from an agent representing a popular loan app asking her to pay a loan or risk embarrassment. But before she could respond, the caller hung up. At first, she thought it was just a mistaken identity case, but she later discovered that it was a case of identity theft. Throughout the month, the calls came and became more frequent. And then the threat of public embarrassment grew more pronounced. Now, Mrs. Shekoni attempts to explain herself to the callers were futile. Every time she tried to, it didn't work. She said, and I quote, "It was really confusing at the beginning because I had never taken any loan from any loan app. I even tried to explain until I realized that it was a recorded message that they played." She told Premium Times newspaper this sometime in February. Now, when she could no longer endure the harassment, she called the customer care of the loan app, where she was informed, I beg your pardon, that a loan had been taken using her phone number. The customer care agent explained that the number was linked to her national identity number. She said it was mixed emotions for me. I didn't know whether to shout or to cry. She said, I'm guessing that she was, for the want of a better way to describe it, discombobulated, because it was a burst of emotions, like how, from where to where. She said, why would someone use my phone number to take a loan? And how could the company fail to verify the number using OTP or other measures? Mrs. Shekoni considered herself lucky because the loan app companies are often very aggressive in recovering their loans. Some of their tactics actually include publishing pictures of the loan defaulters on social media. Her case, by the way, is not isolated. Several people now have multiple phone numbers linked to their NIN without their consent, exposing them to the risk of identity theft. Hello, Lagos. I thought that this NIN was foolproof. Remember, I'm going to bring the NIN guy back. I think we had him sometime early last year. So I'm going to bring him back because they've got some explaining to do. Remember that Pantami himself, after he made us all line up and stand in the sun for days and days and days and went through all the grueling processes of registering to get our NIN, excluding me because I got my NIN before it became a thing. Pantami himself said that, the reason why they put up this NIN thing just, so that they can be able to track and trace some of these militants, or what they call them, bandits and Boko Haram, that it was futile. He was even the one that came to social media to beg for money to help to release some people that were kidnapped. So if NIN is causing us more problems than it should it be reviewed? Should it be scrapped? I mean, BVNs are foolproof, if you ask me. But this NIN conversation, are we ready to have it? Anyway, while you're thinking about it, here's my last story so that the phone lines can be open and you can join the conversation. And if you've been a victim of this so-called identity theft and people linking random numbers to your NIN, let's have a talk, yeah? And finally, this one's about the NLC. The NLC is still on the matter of telco tariff hike. They're fuming and they've given a March 1 alert to shut telecommunication services. Sorry, I'm not going to read the story, but hi, Mr. Jero, how do you intend to do this? Because telcos give us access to telcos give us access to stream, to go on social media. So what's it gonna be? Because if we're gonna boycott them, there's got to be an option. What's the other option? Some businesses actually thrive on telcos. And I'm not in any way saying we shouldn't do what we need to do, but how is this boycott going to happen come March 1? I would love to hear it. And if you are a member of Labour or you support Labour, how do you think this is going to play out? I'd like to know. Well, the phone lines are open. I can take one quick call before we go on a break. These are the big three stories for today. 0201 465 7190. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Maryann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
My name is Ambrose.
Hi, Ambrose.
On this telecom issue, I'm already feeling the pain. But what is Sajero's own? What of his own constituency, which is electricity? They give us bills without light.
No, but no, come. So let's not do that to Ajero. I have a video which I promised I was going to play today, that he has criticized the electric companies and the
now
discos.
On the telecommunication. Are you aware that in my area here, each time they come to offload diesel, area boss will come and harass them? They are running this thing. Is it not better for you and I to have communication than for them to shut down? Because if there is no money for them to maintain these things, they will shut down. I think Ajero should address the issue of inflation that the federal government has caused, rather than the telecommunication. They are not government agencies now. They are into private business, and they need to make money. And they are helping us. It at all before GSM came, we knew what we were going through, Maryann. Why are these people doing this?
All right, we got to go on a break. We got to go on a break. Thank you very much, Ambrose. We'll be right back after these messages.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
In a world where words hold power, where only the sharpest minds survive, one stage will decide it all. On February 17th, 2025, the battle of intellects begins. The I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Tournament returns, where the best young debaters go head-to-head, armed with nothing but facts, logic, and the will to win. Who will stand their ground? Who will outthink, out-argue, and outshine the competition? IBTD Debates Competition Studio reopens February 17th at 4 p.m. Tune in, witness the debates, watch history unfold. I Beg to Differ is proudly supported by Obiwizi. Prize money sponsor, Tollywood College, Lagos. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Are you curious about what's happening in the world of politics beyond your borders? Tune into Global Review as we bring you the latest political stories from across the globe.
Many Palestinians, hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, are forced off their land by that conflict. So one starting fact is 5.9 million Palestinians are refugees.
But what we don't realize is that what's happening in the Congo is happening in your backyard as well. 6 million people, over 6 million people have died in the Congo because it's the same conflict, right? In the DRC, we have groups, we have laboratories, but why are they fighting? Why people die is to get control of our resources.
Join me, Maryann Okon, as we dive deep into the most pressing issues, uncovering the truth and analyzing the impact on a global scale. From the corridors of power in Washington to the bustling streets of Accra, we've got you covered. We'll take you on a journey through different political systems, exploring the challenges and triumphs of the nations near and far. Hear from world leaders, experts, newsmakers, and everyday citizens as they share their perspective, providing a comprehensive overview of the political landscape. Tune in every Thursday, 4 to 5 p.m. on Hard Facts to be a part of the global conversation on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
And yes, we're back. These are the big three stories for today. Tax reform bills. Reps want contentious sections expunged. Do you understand the tax bill? Have you seen it? Have you read some bits and pieces of it? What do you know what it means? Does it make sense to you? Also, we're talking about the NIN and the SIM card linkage, which has now become a tool in the hands of fraudsters. What's the idea of having an NIN if it's not foolproof, yeah? And finally, Telco's tariff hike. The NLC is giving March 1 as an ultimatum to boycott. And I'm asking, what's the plan? 0201-465-7190. That's the number for you to call. 60 seconds is all you have. Just go straight to the point. And we're live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. You can join the conversation if you're listening to us from outside of the country via Skype. We're Nigeria Info FM. Or better still, you can send me a WhatsApp message on 08095975805. I'll take you slowly. 08095975805. Join the conversation, Lagos. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Pastor Ladipo.
Go ahead.
I'm calling from Orile Gomo. Maryann, the question is this. Is it now that the NLC wants to fight for us? All the hikes, are they not aware of it? Are they not aware that diesel has gone up? These telcos, are they running on water? Even if they are running on water, don't you know that water is now expensive in Nigeria, especially in Lagos? See, that boycott will not work. Are you getting me?
How do you know?
That boycott.
How do you know?
Will not work.
How do you know?
It will not work. It will not work.
Okay.
That is just the reality.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Pastor Ladipo, I have to let you go because there's too much noise in your background. That the honking of the car is just too much. I want to respond to somebody here. Bayo here is saying that I should not apologize for arriving late. I didn't arrive late, just in case you do not know. He said, hello, fill the gap. No, sir, I wasn't late. We were trying to fix our systems, okay? And if I am late, I would say I'm late. There's no need to lie about it now, eh? Bayo, eh? Obi is calling us from Ikeja. Hello, Obi.
Maryann, how are you doing today?
I'm good. And you?
No problem. How is tomorrow going to be, Maryann?
If you are going to be my Val, I'm available, baby.
Anyway, let's talk about Ajero first. Sincerely speaking, Maryann, I sympathize with Ajero. He has run out of ideas. But my only worry
Why are you sympathizing with him? He's saying, look, this tariff hike is not good. Let us reverse it.
He has lost, the approach. What is doing nice? It's shameful, Maryann. You see, this is not Imo State, This is not
Nigerians,
Imo State.
What do people want? Ajero is trying to help people. If after people say Ajero is not working for people, what do you need?
Maryann, you see, my fear is that Imo State, they beat him, but communication people, they have a lot of gadgets, tranquilizers. I don't want them to shock him. He goes near there, they will use tranquilizer on him.
Please don't come here and be talking about violence. Stop it.
No, there's no violence now. Say tranquilizer, they can stay from far and shoot something on him. He will be shocked now. I don't want anything to happen to him. And for the tax, they should harmonize this. Many people want to pay tax, but they are confused. Multiple taxation everywhere. Let them harmonize that. Let it be in a particular so people can pay their taxes. Maryann, tomorrow is a date. Take care.
Okay, Obi, all these fake audio dates that I'm going on. It's okay, I'll be there in spirit. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. This is the one of Odogbolu.
Go ahead.
You see, all this talk, you do this, you do that. Which one, since you have been doing all these things, which one works in Nigeria? Which one? They'll just give me number one thing that works. What I mean is, make them allow them to do whatever they want. If who want to use phone, we use phone. If you don't want to use or any net, you just leave it because it's not working. Nothing is working. That's just my own.
Okay. So if you want to use phone, you use phone. If you don't want to use phone, leave it. Okay. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Turn off your radio.
Hello, good afternoon, Pino.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is the merchant man.
Go ahead.
I think the caller but the last said that he empathized or sympathized with Ajero. The Ajero case is a case of a man who is weak, that a younger brother consulted to beat a bigger person, only for him to find out that the bigger person is more stronger than him. He, in return, descends on the weaker brother and starts scolding him. My machine is locked. Sorry about that, Maryann. So, looking at Ajero, he is bereft and he has run out of ideas. There's nothing he can do. He has lost his favor because.
What do you mean by there's nothing he can do? Ajero has said that they will boycott telcos, and you're saying there's nothing he can do. What do you mean?
He can't do anything. He would have sounded more valued.
Don't also forget that the House of Reps is on the side of Ajero. They're also calling for a total reversal.
Because there is a saying in Igbo that says, you see all these titled men, they only go where something abominable is already happening. Where they will gain is where they go to. So Ajero has lost all the favor and the zest and the value people.
Thank you very much for calling. All right. Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann. God bless you.
Good afternoon, Pastor Amaka.
Yeah, it shall be well with you.
Amen. Amen.
Your voice will stand more higher and higher in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you. Please, something came to my spirit yesterday. I beg, please. I want to ask. I'm working on it anyway. But please help me. Is there nothing that this government has done good that we don't know? Can we hear about them? Because this issue of Ajero, this one, at times it's crazy, my sister. If you want the organ and know what is happening, can something not, can we hear that the government, that at least that somebody, I know that somebody you could be bad, but that should be either, like now your voice is super, your voice is good, you are beautiful. There's a time you could be a bit bad. You understand me? No, we don't want to. But let's see this good. Let's see what's to number. Let's see, where is that? So that we'll be at least let's be having some sort of truth in our lives.
All right.
Please, I beg you. Thank you so much.
All right.
God bless you, man.
Yeah, but I think that what you're proposing, the answer to what you need lies with the presidency and the governors in these different states. If the governors are doing great, we'll report it. If the governors are not doing great, we'll report it. If there's good news, it will come. Well, yesterday I had the the managing director for the REA, the Rural Electrification Agency, and they're lighting up our rural areas. That's good news, right? Let's not act like not one thing is good. Come on, things are better. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Mm-hmm.
Hello.
I can hear you. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Eyo from Ikorodu.
Eyo, go ahead, please.
This idea of a man, to me, what is in there is misplaced priority.
How do you mean?
He was there when the government were increasing this, taxing people here. He didn't fight to. He's not a private organization who is doing their business. We're operating the same, rigid or whatever.
So, Eyo, sorry that I'm talking over you, but does it mean that you're okay with the new price hike for the tariff hike for telcos?
When you look at it, the tariff,
it's a yes or no question. Have you accepted it and you're good with it?
What I'm saying is that the tariff hike is not something deliberately that is, being hiked. It is because
why are you being a politician? Yes or no? Are you okay with the new tariff hike?
Miriam, we are all here. If you have your own private business now, when you operate a business, you know what I'm talking about. Those people are being forced to do to hike up their business because of the hike in everything in the economy by the government. Understand? Because for them to be in business, that's what they're supposed to do. I get it. Because if they say otherwise, then they are going to lay off staff. They are going to lay off staff, and they are going to give you service that is not even palatable. Let him fight the government and leave a private organization.
All right, great. But somebody said something yesterday that I really held on to. We have some telcos that have fiber optic. They have underwater submarine cables, and they still give us crappy nonsense network. Some of them have the color of the Nigerian flag. Horrible service. And some of them, you pay for 30 gig, but they don't give you the 30 gig because in a few minutes it's all gone. So if the service was commensurate with the amount of money you're paying for, and I don't think that paying for good service is a problem for Nigerians. If only you could give the service. I think I'm thinking. I don't have a problem. I'm just thinking, and I'm at this point. I'm thinking. I'm speaking for myself. For example, if Ikeja Electric decides to give us lights, we'll just have lights. All we need to do is pay for the light that we use. In other words, if there's always lights, and then I finish my light, maybe it is me that will now go and buy scratch card and put another light. I will be paying for my light. But if you don't give light, and you're not giving me the meter that I need, and then you wake up at the end of the month and write a paper with some ridiculous amounts for lights that I have not seen, that is where the problem is. I don't know. Maybe I have my head in the clouds, but if we were given great service, I don't think paying for it will be a problem, because a lot of us live abroad and we go abroad, and the services that we get, whether it be phone services or data services, they're amazing. And you pay as you go. If you buy data, they tell you that they've given you 30 gig. I know they finish them till I come back to Nigeria. But I will buy 30 gig in 2 weeks. What am I saying? 1 week, MTN will say the 30 gig has finished. I don't know. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
You have Emmanuel on the line. I'm speaking to you from
Emmanuel.
I don't know what in Joe Ajero go take they monitor the compliance today. You see, it's not creating an excuse for them, but the reality is that those telecom companies are businesses, And as the MTN CEO said when he came to this station, he said it was the increase, we will not even give them profit, it's just to stay afloat. So I support the increase for the fact that it's not even 100%, it's 50%. I think Nigeria should also feel their pain and understand where they are coming from. Thank you and good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for calling. You can join the conversation. We're live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Post your comments. We are looking at the big three stories for today. Let me quickly go to WhatsApp and I'll come back to the phone lines, okay? Vivian here says, good day, Maryann. Labour should use the same energy on CBN, on PHCN, and other anti-people policies of the federal government. He should not flex his muscle on private establishments only. Tinubu wakes up, imposes something on us. NLC will be nowhere to be found. Something led to something. Fight those policies that led to the increment, that everything will be back to normal. Okay, thank you, Vivian, for your 2 cents. This one's from Uche Chuku. Uche here says, Ali Ndume will be licking his wounds. He will really be disappointed when he vehemently opposed the tax bill without even reading it. Have you, Uche, have you read it? Oladipo here, Ayo, sorry, says, good afternoon. NIN is just a waste of time. We can't trace bandits, criminals, or fraudsters with technology. How can others use our NIN and BVN to commit crimes? Ajero and the NLC are on cruise. Our Labour members not working in telcos. When FG was increasing everything, he was doing pseudo strikes and demonstrations. I bet make I rest, Joe, he says. This one says, I'm now convinced that Joe Ajero totally is confused. He is looking for a needle in a haystack. The root cause of the increase is energy costs. So where was he when government raised PMS to 1,000? Fighting for 70k? Misplaced priority in short. I believe Labour is compromised and are more of politicians now than Labour leaders. Chiki from Akute, thank you. This one here says, what is handled by Nigerian government that has ever worked or served the desired purpose? Why do you think the NIN would be an exemption, particularly with more terribly corrupt power mongers capturing power? They claim NIN would help to curb the security palaver, but it's the direct opposite. Now that we have the so-called invasion of financial sector by criminal elements, it shouldn't be surprising to any sane mind. Corruption is the problem now and forever. Steve, thank you for your message. This one says, in a conversation with a friend sometime last year, I was shocked to hear that people have multiple NINs. How is this possible? I really don't know. But my friend openly boasts of having 2 NIN numbers. Abi, that your friend. What's his name? Let's go and look for him. He's the first person that we're going to arrest. But I hate to be the prophet of doom or the person who always, says the negative things. But I remember when Pantami was asking for money on social media to trace not to trace, to pay so that they will release his friend's daughters that were kidnapped. And I asked myself, whatever happened to these NIN that they stressed us, subjected us to all kinds of things to get, in fact, threatened us that telcos were going to disconnect us, blah, blah, blah. Here we are. Now, fraudsters are using the same NIN to connect their numbers and cause all kinds of wahala with our names. Should we shut down the NIN? Okay, I should just bring the representative, that one that we brought last year. He should come and explain to us what's going on, Abi. Someone here says, Mayor of Amaja, I saw a number connected to my NIN and I made a report to customer care, but I was mandated to come in person to their office close by. I made her understand that such exercise is frustrating and the bottleneck because it should be able to be resolved online and I must not appear in person. Imagine 12 million people having other NIN links. Can Lagos offices contain us for the next 6 months? We have other things taking our time. They can do better. Issues can actually be addressed more conveniently than making Nigerians queue up. Oh, that's the modus operandi in Nigeria. We can never go beyond those queues. In fact, if those queues are not there, the people in the office are not working. Even the banks do it so that it looks like they are working. So we're suffering ourselves. We just like to put ourselves through all those grueling, unnecessary, I don't know. Collect PVC, we line up. Do NIN, we line up. BVN, we line up. Open bank accounts, we line up. To collect license, what is it? Someone here says subsidy is gone is the root cause of all the increment we are facing. Instead of Ajero to fight then, he was busy romancing with the government. Labour is just playing to the gallery. Nothing will come out of this initial gra. This country in a cruise. Olusoga. Thank you for your message. This one says, good afternoon, Maryann. I don't know why persons are against Ajero. He says 50% hike will be kicked against. Do we know what 50% increment results to in figures? Are we saying the new price hike is okay by majority of Nigerians? Why are we flogging the messenger or the message carrier instead of hearing the message itself? 50% increase, man, is cash out for any telco. Most of the callers don't know how many figures 50% will turn out to. No be say many go fit afford them when them here. Patrick. This one says Bayo, go and look for ice water and drink. Rest. Kelvin Okeke from Shasha here says Ajero was here when petroleum products were raised from 160 to over 1,000 naira. He was here when electricity tariff increased from 68 naira per kilowatt to 300 naira. He was here when the naira was devalued to over 300%. Now a private company who's suffering the same effects of the above harsh government policies like us and wants to increase their tariff to remain in business, NLC has woken up. This is like a man diagnosed of high BP, drinking painkillers for this constant headache instead of treating the high BP. Kelvin, thank you very much for your message. I'm coming back to the phone lines. I'd like to hear your thoughts and your comments. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Triple E from Ojo.
Triple E, go ahead, please.
Yeah, you see that Nigerians are not worth dying for. I mean, you see, Mr. Ajero, they were praising him to high heaven some time ago. Now, they have now started saying, crucify him, because they felt that he's doing it on his own now. See, Nigerians, it is only God that will help us. Most of the people who are now condemning now, if they happen to saddle in a position of things, they will be worse than the people they are criticizing. I'm telling you.
Okay, all right.
Only God will help us. So God bless Nigeria.
God bless you too. Thank you for calling. They say people should release Ajero. Release me. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Yes.
Good afternoon.
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes, this is Manuel from Naga. Maria, please, I want to ask you a question, please. The message that Nigerians are passing to all those our leaders, I don't know whether you guys have delivered the message.
I don't understand.
Yes, the message you are calling every day on Hard Fact, all those programs and all that. Because if you guys are passing the what do you call the message, they don't change by now. Nigeria have passed no vote of no confidence on Nigeria. I don't have nothing to deliver.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, we passed the message. I'm not laughing at him. I'm just laughing at how he said it. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Maryann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Malik calling from Onuru.
You're not ordinary anymore. You have money now.
I've been promoted. We've increased tariff now. So I've gone higher now. Thank God. Maryann.
Yes.
Let's give Joajo a little slack. If we don't like the increment, we should support him a little bit and shut down the phone. My phone is even awful. I told you too higher now. Maryann.
Malik, will you leave this place? Which Turaya? If I come there now, we stop it.
Hello, can you hear me? I'm using Turaya satellite phone now. I'm not using the network phone. Maryann, is it not funny that 6.5 now is 15 gig? Yes, the 25 gig that I given to you for 6.5 before, that is meant to be for 1 month, cannot last you for 2 weeks. The speed is higher than John Benson and 1 gold medal. Look, Maryann, don't blame them. The president told you, I will increase my tax net. I will tax to make up to the whatever I want to do. So now they are taxing you people. If this hunger does not kill us, we will kill the hunger. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Malik, for calling. I've got about 4 minutes on the clock. Let me see if I've got messages on Facebook Live, and then I'll come back to you on WhatsApp. Iberechukwu Theophorus here on Facebook Live says, Nigeria should leave the shadow and fight the substance, which is government and their inflationary policies. Okay. Jimo here on Facebook Live says, it's a pity that after many line up under the hot sun to register for SIM card with NIN to avoid being defrauded or to being exposed to criminals, nothing positive has ever come out. And he says, happy Radio Day, Maryann. Thank you very much, Jimo. It's very painful, I must tell you. Now, I might not understand how painful it is to a certain degree because, like I said, I got my NIN years and years ago in Port Harcourt before I even came to Lagos and it became a thing. But for those who had to constantly queue, it must be painful to a level, especially for the woman in that story. Because how are you going to explain it away? Because you're going to explain it, I know evidence. Hey. Better go and check your NIN now in case there are multiple numbers that have been attached to it. You know. All right, let me read some more messages before we go. Don't forget that we're going to be talking about Donald Trump on the next hour and some of his policies. Yes. Donald Trump became president weeks ago. And, as the president of the free world, the leader of the free world, a lot has happened. Some good, some very welcomed. And some people are rolling over themselves because of, some of those policies. Joy Forever here on X says, tax reform bills may be contentious for 2027 elections. There are some grey areas to be clarified. Pandemic during COVID-19 forced people to get NIN. Some people died in the process. Bandits are even on TikTok doing giveaway. Let's support Nigeria to fight telcos. Bandits are doing what? Well, I've seen a picture or a video of bandits, doing that whole content creation with cash and hanging guns. Next week, I want to talk about an attack that was carried out by bandits or Boko Haram, and these soldiers were forced to record it and give us a timestamp. It really, again, calls to question our fight against insurgency. But that's a conversation for next week. All right, let me read one quick message because we have to go. Let's see. I might have some time. Let me just check. I might have some time. Okay, yes, I still have enough time to read your messages when we go on that very short few seconds of break. But let me read some more messages. This one says, Ajero only measures in minus. Subsidy is gone. Ban A to Z. EDC NLC did not know how to flex muscle. Abby. This is from Morris. This one says, Ajero should go and sleep. Where was he when fuel subsidy was removed? VAT increase. He's just looking for a lot. I just want the telco companies to improve their services in Nigeria because they're very, very poor. Moses from Okota. Thank you. We'll be right back after these messages. Oh, lest I forget, I beg to differ starts next week. If you don't know, now you know. Get ready. For Monday, we start our tournament. And guess who's going to be there debuting on I Beg to Differ this new season? Fingers crossed.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact. Whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories, we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is your number one station.
99.3.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
More conversation, more talk, more right after this.
In a world where words hold power, where only the sharpest minds survive, one stage will decide it all. On February 17th, 2025, the battle of intellect begins. The I Beg to Differ Secondary School Debate Tournament returns. where the best young debaters go head-to-head, armed with nothing but facts, logic, and the will to win. Who will stand their ground? Who will outthink, out-argue, and outshine the competition? IBTD Debates Competition Studio reopens February 17th at 4 p.m. Tune in, witness the debates, watch history unfold. I Beg to Differ is proudly supported by Obiwizi. Prize money sponsor, Tollywood College, Lagos. I Beg to Differ, the Tournament of Champions.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Credible journalism, bridging the gap between people and those in authority. With Hard Facts, you are sure to get only the facts.
Tune in to Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria.
It's Nigeria Info. The program is Hard Facts. I am Maryann Okon. We're still looking at the big three stories for the next 3 minutes. And then, of course, we'll cross over to Global Review. In the meantime, I can take a call or two before I wrap things up here. But first, God's Power from Aja says, Joe Ajero should not be blamed. He's doing his best. Nigerian citizens, what are you doing to make sure that things are stable in the country? I beg you, we're never ready for this country to be fixed. Aha. Another hango. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hi, Maryann.
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, great. Go ahead.
From Alimosho.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I remember last time on NIN, Isapanteme came up with this proposal, you know. A lot of Nigerians were stressed to get their NIN just to curb insecurity and some fraudulence are going on in this country. But today, here we are, internet fraudsters getting advantage of our NIN. Then on Joe and telecommunications, I don't even know how you're going to do this, you know, because this man, there's always to push the aggressions on federal government. Mm-hmm. Because I know that there are so many increases in tariffs in some sectors in this country and nothing is done about it. How is it particularly on this telecommunications, this very one, you know, knowing that it's federal government that give them this 50% increase. And again, you should be clamoring for, good service, these service providers to give us good service.
Okay, all right.
For his best interest, he should not go and touch any of these masks.
All right.
Please.
Thank you very much. I don't think he can do that. I don't think he will do that. I don't think so. Ebuka from Alaba here says, instead, he says, some people will use their face and their finger and the finger of a child to tamper it to create new NIN for themselves. That is what I was advised to do when my NIN was suspended, but I refused. Instead, I went to their office and complained of my suspected NIN. Ebuka, Nigeria. People can come up with A. So is the NIN people that told you to use the A, or is it other people? Is it the NIN people that told you? Or other people are the ones that are now using children's fingerprints to do, God, there is God, Nigerians. And you you want Nigeria to be good, but you are this bad. There's problem. Yvonne Haifo, the good Nigerian, is here with her news on time. When we come back on the other side, Professor Scott Lucas joins us. Let's talk about the United States and Donald Trump.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.